live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, when I found out that Rudy was going to be traveling this week, doing things for Air Force TV, and we were going to have to do the Sunday show at night, I was like, well, that's cool because it'll come after the game, and we've got the big ABC game at the Garden against the Knicks and all of the celebrities and all of that kind of thing, and it's going to be a huge game, and maybe it'll be a classic battle and all this kind of thing, and then you sat down today, and my God, the Spurs. An 11-game winning streak has come to a screeching halt in Nuevo York today. What was it, like 118 to like 89 or something like that?
Yeah, it was
something
bad.
awful. Your Spurs suck. They certainly did today. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
It is. It's In the Building. It's 5:12 of In the Building from the Texas Cheerlicker Studios. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. One of us is in Florida near Cape Canaveral on an island shooting television shows, and me and Jose Bouquet are back home at our respective apartments. If you'd like to jump into the chat, feel free to do so. And if you want to shoot us a tip while you're there, you certainly may. Get in there and give us what's called a super chat. That allows you to pay us, and we appreciate that because it keeps us employed. And if you want to buy us a coffee, you can do that too with the buymeacoffee.com link that I don't have any doubts that Bouquet will put onto the Twitter stream chat thing on the side.
All that shit.
Any minute, whatever you want to call it. How's it going, man? You're at an Air Force base shooting a TV show, and we're bombing motherfuckers. We're at war, kind of.
Yeah. First of all, I start every show on the road. Bookie, Mike, listeners, thank y'all being patient and doing the show this late on a Sunday. This is not cool or ideal, but thank y'all. No, but so I'm a matter of fact, I could just pull up the text. So we had an early call time. We had an early call time today because Elon was supposed to launch a SpaceX rocket and the production team was going to film it, but that got pushed to 9 something at night. So we're supposed to be at base about 7, but about 5 in the morning, we get a text from one of the guys that works for Air Force Services. It says, Dave, we may have issues this morning getting everyone on base. Woke up to notification text saying trusted traveler program suspended because of the Iran conflict.
So, how about that?
We get to the past, we Randolph, Lackland, McDill, and now Patrick. The first 3, hey, IDs, run the background checks, whatever. Today, everything out the car, open every bag.
Wow.
Let me check. Like, they checked our golf club bags, they checked our book bags, they opened it. And keep in mind, this is a huge, this is a pretty big production. Open every, people carry their cameras around in them suitcases. Opened every single camera box. We're at the gate. And you know what? I had zero problem with it. For the record, zero problem. I'm not hiding nothing. I get where we're at, but that set us back an hour today. So
damn.
I get it. I mean, it's only going to get worse, as far as from what I can see, Mike.
Yeah. Well, man,
long day because we started about an hour late.
All right. Are y'all done? You fly home in the morning?
Yeah, I'll be home tomorrow about 3:30.
Okay. So how many?
So
y'all are just
5 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all are just starting shooting this show. Are y'all worried that the show production may have to be halted at some point?
Well,
this thing has place, which very well may.
We're not supposed to shoot again until June. So
we'll see you're done until summertime. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done for now. For now. So it's all ITB for now. But June.
By then, Tehran will look like Las Vegas. So
I hope. We'll see, man. But nah, man, it's a weird day. My algorithm's all effed up. And not effed up, but I'm concerned, Mike. I'm worried. This is weird. That shouldn't be. We've been at war for our whole lives in some capacity, right?
Oh yeah, that's America. We can't. This country can't go. We can't go 10 years without. And after about 10 years, it's like, well, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
It hadn't even been 10 years since we pulled out of Afghanistan. So it's like, well, it's been 5 years. Let's get after it. Let's get it.
Yeah, I don't want to bog the show down. We're all dealing with that all day. So let's be.
No, it's okay.
Let's take people somewhere else.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? It's easy for me because I haven't looked at anything all day. I saw a couple of videos.
Smart man.
I don't even know if they're legit videos or not because I saw them on Twitter. So whatever.
I don't have an AI eye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Like, I'll watch these videos and I'm like, oh damn, an F-22 was dodging missiles, and then I'll go to the comments and 100 comments say it's AI, 100 comments say it's real. I need to just check out. I can't rely on social media for I never should, but definitely with something like this is going to get these monetized pages clicks. So
yeah,
I can't tell AI from real. I can't.
Yeah.
Not when it comes to this shit.
I'm to the point now where if it doesn't say AP or Reuters or ABC News or NBC, if it's,
whatever,
I just can't trust much
News,
of anything. Hell, even those networks could get fooled every once in a while, but at least those big networks tend to get their own videos, so I can trust that it's
there. You go.
Probably accurate. Probably. No, we had a good time today.
What'd you do today, man?
Watched the first half of the game at the Rock. Outside.
Oh, how was that? Was it packed? Was it a nice day?
It was pretty packed. It was a beautiful day. The weather, but it's actually a little hot. We couldn't find any shade, which was kind of a spur of the moment decision because we happened to be at the mall. We were going to come home and watch the game, but we decided to get some lunch, and the Rock sandwich at Jason Dady's outdoor barbecue spot there at the Rock is the shiznit. Dude, it's sausage, brisket, and pulled pork all on a big sandwich with coleslaw, with their slaw. Oh my God.
You didn't finish that. I got $100. You didn't finish that sandwich.
So I have a loophole. I did. See, here's where I get called a pussy. I didn't eat the bread. I only ate the meat. I didn't eat the bun.
Smart.
And the bun's 50. Good. I know.
We're 50. We can't be pumping ourselves full of bread. You're not a pizza for that. That's smart.
Thank you. I had nothing but protein. So we watched the first half, had a good time, and then finished up at the halftime we left and came home and finished it there. And boy, they just got, I don't know how much you got to see today of this because you've been busy. They just got
I was watching on lunch. So the only thing that
smashed.
And this is, I'm not going to say this is on Brian Wright, but I'll say this. The only thing that's going to keep them from winning is their inability to hit the three ball. They're 20th in the league in 3-point percentage. So that's the bottom. They're in the bottom 10. They're in the bottom 10 in 3-point percentage. Today, they were like 9-34, 26%. And again, when we're talking about 4-game series, you can't have 2-3 games like that where you can't knock down threes because it's too easy to guard you and just clog the paint. So again, I'm not going to call it a statement win for New York, just like I didn't call the Spurs win the other night against Detroit a statement win. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But again, if there's one weakness they have, and this is why I bring up Brian Wright, maybe there wasn't anything there. It just wasn't anything there. But if you know that that's your flaw, don't you address that at the trade deadline? And again, maybe they're not going for the gusto this year. Maybe they address that in the offseason, which is fine. Like, hey, you know what? We're ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? We're going to be in the playoffs. We'll see how we do, and then we'll assess after the season. I'm okay with that. But that's your one flaw. You don't go get some old dude that can shoot threes, something. I don't know. I'm hard on Brian Wright for no reason. But that's the one pimple on this beautiful face that is the Spurs, and they chose not to put no cream on it.
The Knicks played very well.
I'm starting to think they're a bad. First of all, they would only be in the finals, but I'm starting to feel like this is a bad matchup for them.
Oh yeah. For us, well,
yeah,
that was I mean, we were at the Knicks game here in town, and the Spurs won barely, and I think it was in overtime. And that night, I'm like, I don't want to see these people.
And they beat us in the little
Yeah,
in
lost in the
tournament.
Gold Cup game. Yeah, I don't know that I
Yeah.
want to see these people. Now, I don't know that the Spurs are going to get as far enough to see New York because the
I
only
don't know if
place
New
we'll
York's
see
gonna
them
get
is
there.
the finals, and I don't see us doing that. But to give the Knicks their flowers today, they played pretty good ball. But no doubt, the Spurs were dookie on a donut. I mean, look, shit, they've won 11 in a row, man. It's a noon
Yeah,
start.
I'm
They've
not,
been in New York for 5 days already.
dude. You know how much
They
they've
were
been
due for a
partying.
letdown. Oh, well,
They've been up there
sure.
partying. You know, Wemby's doing snow angels and shit. At some point, I'm glad, and I'm not glad. I don't want them to lose, but those streaks kind of take over what's important, and what's important is getting better every game.
Yeah.
Pop taught us that, and you know, every now and then you need to get your hide tanned in order to realize, hey, you know what? I'm not all that. Another Pop euphemism. You know, you're not all that, and you can be a little bit better, but bottom 10 in 3-point percentage scares me.
You know what else Pop taught us? That playoff basketball in the NBA in April and May, and if you're lucky, June, is a completely different game, even in modern times. You know, and the Spurs are this super. They don't. Nina has a heart attack every game because Nina's used to slow down basketball back in the day. This frenetic pace that the Spurs play with now, where it's get a shot off as soon as you can, it creeps her
Gives
out.
you anxiety.
Right? She gets anxiety. They're a very frenetic team. But when they're running their fast break the way they do, and they're making threes the way they have been lately, they are electrifying. Here's the problem. You get into a 5, 6, 7 game series against the same fucking team. We're talking about 6-man rotations, half court basketball, where defense and rough and tumble and being able to set up shots slowly is what matters most, you know. And when I look at this thing, and I take shit for this all the time. The last time I brought this up was the night that they were down huge to Houston, came back and won, and I had tweeted how terrible they looked in the first half. And I still have people that reply to that tweet. Today, I had those same feelings. The Spurs are very good, and hopefully we'll go pretty far. Are capable of going pretty far. But
very
what you
capable.
What you saw today was an example of why I'm worried about this thing once the playoffs get here, because when you play that Knicks style basketball, then all of a sudden the Spurs just aren't nearly as efficient. And that's what worries me when I see how they look today, you know?
And you know, yeah, the Knicks are good, man. I'm not saying they're a championship team,
Sure.
but Jalen Brunson, he's a little feisty, quick, get every shot off, gets everybody involved. It's a tough. And then you got Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. Nobody can guard Wemby. Wemby did have 7 turnovers today. That's not good, but it happened. But they get to breathe on Wemby, and they're kind of close to his height, and they sweat on him, and they elbow him, and they lean. Like they got 2 legit bigs with 12 fouls that they're able to throw at him, where most teams don't have that. So styles make fights. Just like if the Spurs were to play Oklahoma City, I feel like the Spurs beat them, even if it is in the playoffs, just because it's just a bad matchup. OKC, I've had matchup enough to know that that's not going to change in the playoffs. But there are certain teams that are a bad matchup for the Spurs, and the Knicks happen to be one of them. But the good thing about that is wouldn't have to see them to the finals, and then we'll handle it then. Probably go 7.
All right, now they go to Philadelphia, where they'll get Bob Costas on the call as the NBC is doing the throwback bit Tuesday night. And then finally they'll get home. They also have not had a freaking home game since January or early February at the earliest. And so this thing just needs to regroup, get back home. I'm not sitting here telling you they're going to get swept in the first round of the playoffs. I just their half court offense has got to improve. Like right now, like right now. All right, it's in the building. We're always good. And we're presented in part tonight by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor Stows. Stows, because there's 7 of them of in the building. A little Mayomi. Is that how you pronounce that? Mayomi. I love Mayomi wine.
Yeah, that's good.
I think it's Mayomi.
We sell a ton of Mayomi wine.
A little Sauvignon Blanc here from Mayomi. About that. And of course, I got this.
Drinking you do today?
Liquor. Not a lot. I had Lone Star out when we had barbecue, and this is my first thing tonight. So this is my second drink, and that's my max on a Sunday when I'm not partying with people. But no doubt I got it. Texas Cheer Liquor. I went to the one near Stone Oak off of Evans and Bulberty. Stone Oak. 7 locations for everybody, and make sure you say in the building. You damn right I got my 5% off too. In the building, get you 5% off in Texas.
I forgot
Cheer
today's
Liquor.
March 1st. The specials ended, so we got to see if there's going to be some March specials. I'll wait.
Need something else, Mr. Sting. All right. By the way, I want to promote the hell out of our remote coming up Wednesday. Me and Rudy and Jose will be back out on location at 5:00 p.m. So show time at 5 this coming Wednesday. If you're watching this thing live, or you're watching it if you're watching this before Wednesday, March the 4th, that is when Rudy and I will be out at Johnny Hernandez's place, La Gloria, down back behind the Emma Hotel at the Pearl along the river. A beautiful Mexican place, a beautiful scene, the best margaritas in town, and Rudy and me and Bouquet. And Johnny, I think he's going to sit in for maybe 15, 20 minutes and chop it up with us that day. We're going to give away tickets to Grunge Fest, which is coming up soon at the Aztec Theater. And we've got hot off the presses, brand new, in the building T-shirts we're selling for $25 a piece on that Wednesday. So come out there and buy you a T-shirt, hang out, and have a margarita with us at La Gloria at Pearl Brewery this coming Wednesday, March the 4th. All right? I want to get violent, do some punching.
Let's get violent.
Since America's violent, let's just go ahead and be violent. Since we're Americans and we blow things up and punch people. It is in the building, and it's time for people I want to punch here on Love You Hard TV.
Now, it's time for people I want to punch on In the Building.
Who you punching tonight? Why?
I'm going to go ahead and punch former disgruntled Spur, Jeremy Sohan.
Oh.
You know, you weren't happy with your role, and Mitch didn't believe in you, and yada, yada, yada. 2 minutes today. You ain't playing in New York either, sir.
Well, he needs.
You should. If I'm gonna sit on the bench, I'm gonna sit on the bench with my brothers. I don't want to sit on the bench with a bunch of dudes that don't know me. You know, I know you're in New York. That's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. You know, so punch Jeremy Sohan. You ain't playing up there either. You gonna ask them for a trade?
Dude, you know what, man? That's a good point. It's like, and I know he just got there. The Knicks are a team.
And I think he's better than what lane he's fallen into. I do.
Sure, I do too. It's like, but you go to the Knicks, and that's great for him if he's going to be there for years to come. But he may not. He's a free agent in the summer. So it's like, you go to the Knicks. They're an established team. There could be a finals team. You're not going to be getting 30 minutes with these guys. They already know who they are. It's fucking February already. So it's like, if you want another shot, why not just, like you said, sit on the bench with your brothers, ride out the season, and then go to free agency? Why did you ask to be traded now when you wind up playing for a club that really can't use you right now? The more this plays out, the more I buy into this theory that some people have, that there were issues with he and Mitch personally.
For sure.
It got ugly,
sure.
I think.
And I'm sure he walks in and Mike Brown looks at him like, okay, are you a small forward? Are you a power forward? Are you a center? Who is this guy? Did we take on this deal just to get rid of, was this just a strictly salary cap move for the Knicks? You know, to free up some cap space at the end of the year? Like, hell, the Spurs didn't know what to do with him.
No.
So can you imagine Mike Brown that already has a team and it has his rotations? It's like, all right, I'll get him in garbage time so he can, high five his former teammates. Like, I'm sure Mike doesn't know what to do with them. And a lot of that has to do with the way, it's played out here. And it's tough, man. You can be a real pro. You can be really good. And if you fall into this weird, spiral, they start treating you like you can't play. And I don't think that's the case with Jeremy.
Mike Check is in here. His theory is that the only reason he's a Knick is because Pop probably called Mike Brown and asked him.
Damn.
And they're like, all right, to hell with it. We'll let him ride our bench for the end of the season.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Sohan might not be in the NBA if you don't find the right team in the summer to give him a decent pick and at least a chance to make a club in training camp. All right, it is in the building. I am going to be punching today. Where'd my music go? Rudy gets music. I don't get music.
I always happens.
That's horseshit, Bouquet. I want my fucking music. God damn it. Motherfucker. Son of a bitch. God damn it. Hey, don't get mad for me for cussing. I have Tourette's syndrome. So
You're right.
don't get mad at me.
That's all you have to say.
Don't Tourette shame me. All right. I want to punch iHeart Media CEO Bob Pittman, the co-creator of MTV, who is the CEO of iHeart, although I guarantee he has no idea of what I'm about to say is going on. I want to punch the local management, I guess, mostly. I'm not even sure who they are anymore. I think it's a guy named Erickson, maybe. Brian Erickson. He lives in Houston. I don't turn on News Radio 1200 WOAI that much. Normally it's to hear a game. I tried to listen to the UT Oklahoma game because we were in the car and I missed the first half. And so I knew the game would be on 1200. It's a 100,000 watt radio station. I turned the game on. It's a Saturday morning in the middle of San Antonio, and I could barely make out every other word that Craig Way said. And I poo-pooed on WOAI back then. I'm doing this again today. So I told you, Nina and I watched the first half at the Rock, and then we drove home to watch the. So we didn't get home. Third quarter, we put the halftime on, and we missed the beginning of the third quarter because we were just getting home, and so I was going to listen, And look, this is not a shot at Dan Weiss. He does a great job. Not a shot at my friend Carl Schoening, who does a great job on pre and post. It is not their fault that their fucking managers are so goddamn cheap that they power down their signal on weekends and at night. Why do you have the San Antonio Spurs on your radio station if I can't hear them in San Antonio because of the muffled air or the static or the high-pitched sound or the just dead air? It's bullshit. And if I'm the Spurs, I don't know that I want to be on 1200 anymore. And it's been an ongoing issue for the last couple of years with powering down the signal. They always powered down 760 when I was on the ticket. And they just did that because we were a stepchild station and they didn't give a shit about us. And we joked about it. You knew every night at 6 o'clock when we were in fallback mode and it was wintertime and it got dark early, we knew that at 5:30 you were going to hear me and Flaco Jimenez at the same time because the Mexican station down the dial was bleeding in. But they never let that happen at 1200. That's 100. I mean, dude, I could hear this. There were nights where I'd be in Dallas visiting my parents, and I could hear Bill Schoening's call driving in Fort Worth on 1200. That signal's so massive. But those cheap assholes at iHeart power down the signal on weekends. You got Spurs and Knicks today, and you have static electricity on your 100,000 watt station. Shame on those people. And if I am the Spurs, I don't renew a contract. Why would you want to be on a station that doesn't really cover you? They don't have a reporter. They don't take it serious. They don't pay for a beat writer the way they used to.
At this point, you can tell that's just like, well, we know they ain't going nowhere, so whatever we give them is what we give them.
Shit, if I were the Spurs, I would have a deal with a connoisseur. I'd go to 94.1, your old station. It's on FM. Why wouldn't we want to be on FM? The Cowboys do not. They have grandfathered affiliates from back in the day, but any new affiliate that the Cowboys do their radio network with has to be on FM. Jerry even knows better. I need to be on that goddamn.
I didn't know that.
I need to be on that damn FM. Anyway,
I did not know that.
Andy, were you on the app or in the car radio? Car radio. Regular old
because
school
it's 1200. Like I get what they're saying.
Like I-10 in Wurzbach, and I can't hear 1200.
That.
It's bullshit.
There's no excuse for that.
No, it's just cheap. No. I look. I don't want to go and make. I got out of there at the right time. Look, Rudy and I would consider going back to radio. We would. It'd have to be the right scenario, I think. I don't want to speak for you, but I think we would. I'll look at Rudy. It'd have to be perfect. The
and
right
freedom.
Scenario. No, I get it.
Freedom and money. Yeah. No, I hear you.
For sure. So I don't want to. That's still in my blood, So when I did that boiled my blood today. When I'm literally in I-10 in Days of Olive. I am driving home from the Rock back to Alamo Heights, and I can't pick up 1200 and listen to the game. Poor Dan Weiss, I can't hear. I'm missing every other word. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Great.
I knew I got out at the right time too, because when they laid off Joe Pags, that's when I knew. Oh, okay, they had to let my ass go too by now. For sure. When Joe didn't make it, I knew my ass would. I got out there just at the right time. All right, so punch iHeart Radio. You don't deserve to have the Spurs if you're not going to have the signal powered up when their fucking games are on. Jesus. All right, Orlando Kill. He didn't handle my divorce from iHeart. I had another lawyer for that. I'll tell that story one of these days. Because Orlando doesn't do that kind of law. He does family law. If you need a family lawyer, reach out to my guy Orlando Kill at Orlando Kill Law at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com or 210-775-4995, the official family lawyer. It is Orlando Kill. I'm going to make a quick point about the Spurs, too, before we can move on. I got some other stuff. But, Mitch Johnson has got to be able to trust his team when he takes Wemby out of the game. This has gone on, even during the win streak, this has gone on. Every time when Wemby comes out of the game, and Luke Cornett has been solid. But I love Luke Cornett. But they get beat. For whatever reason, Wemby, it's like, dude, he has to be able to bench number one on occasion without your asses melting down. That's on other starters like Steph Castle. They got to be able to stay ahead and keep leads even if Wemby's on the bench.
It's like when Wemby goes out the game, it's like when your parents would leave you at home by yourself to go out at night when we were kids, and we're like, go straight to Channel 99 or straight to HBO Real Sex. When Wemby goes out the game, these teams are like, let's go to the hole. We can go. We can get a layup. It's like, it's a celebration. Like, it's like almost every coach that plays them, it's like, okay, Wemby's out. Penetrate. Because as much as we love Cornette, and Cornette's had some good block shots, and Cornette's solid, and he's a deterrent. But yeah, when Wemby goes out the game, it's like mom and dad left. We're going to watch some HBO Real Sex.
It's not cool. Dude, I watched, oh my God. I loved Real Sex so much.
Oh my God, that was my shit.
I even watched like call-in sex shows as a teenager, like Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And also when I was in high school, that's when, remember there was a show called Loveline with Adam Carolla. And this is like a Hollywood doctor for the stars. Adam Carolla does a bunch of podcasts now. He's done a lot of shit, but he did the Man Show. But anyway, so Carolla, Dr. Drew. It was Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew late nights on radio doing a sex call-in show.
Wow.
And it was late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and people would call in with like the weirdest things, like, I put a light bulb up my ass and it busted, and now there's shards of glass all in my rectum. Do you think I need to go to the hospital? It was that kind of stuff. And I listened to all that bullshit. God, I was such a little pervert as a kid.
Real Sex. Skinamax with the weird music.
Sir.
Like, to think that's what we thought was like, it's crazy, dude. But yeah, Real Sex and then when you would try to sneak it when you had that TV changer with the clicks, and you hear mom coming and you try to put it back.
Yeah.
The evolution of television, dude. That little brown remote got a lot of dudes in trouble.
Yeah. No shit. God.
That's one of the. They need to bring Real Sex back. That
oh
was
my God!
I know it wasn't. Yes, obviously it was because we're little kids, but it was actually good television. Like you had people telling
it was great
stories.
Television. Oh, it was great.
You're right, Rube. Taxi Cab Confessions was great too.
That was a good one.
That was a good man. That was riveting television.
Awesome. Yeah, Rudy's right. It wasn't just all nasty cochino. Of course, that's why I was watching it. But I actually learned stuff as a teenager on Real Sex. They were going to brothels or strip clubs and talk to sex workers. We didn't call them sex workers in the 90s. But these people were like, they would get into their personal lives and how they wound up with this job and why they didn't care what anyone thought, or like, I made a lot of money, or whatever. I've got 2 kids at home and this is how I do it. I don't care. And it was, you saw the humanity in these people. It's like Playboy. You see the tits and the ass, but there's some good articles,
There's
so
some
it was
good
good.
articles in Playboy.
Yeah, it was a rite of passage being a young guy, being able to watch real sex and get your hands on a Playboy every once in a while. Every young man needs to have that experience in his junior high ages. I really believe
when
that.
You found
I think
your
it's
pop
healthy.
stash. When you found,
Oh yeah.
Remember when you found your pop stash and you knew to put it back exactly the same so he wouldn't
Oh
move
my
it?
God. Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I will never forget the first pair of boobs I saw that were not like, my grandmother's when I was 2. It was in Playboy magazine. I think I talked about this before. It was like the summer of 81, I want to say. And for you Gen Xers, that means 1981. Don't get confused. Those of us that were born in the 1900s still say 72, 81, 96. Anyway, so back in 81, the great Donna Summer was on the cover of Playboy, and there was a spread of her inside. And so the first pair of boobs I ever saw in a magazine were the great Donna Summers. And they didn't suck at all. The first pair I ever saw in a movie was probably Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Or Porky's. It might have been Porky's. One of those
It was
two.
Porky's. It was Porky's for sure.
Porky's was awesome. God, Porky's was so great as a kid. Mike Checker, yeah, Cat House on HBO. Did you ever watch Cat House? That's the one about the Bunny Ranch. I think it's at the Bunny Ranch.
Oh, the Bunny Ranch was good. I watched the Bunny Ranch.
I think that's Cat House.
But see, Bunny Ranch was on down the line. I think Bunny Ranch was where Lamar Odom was when he OD'd, wasn't it?
Oh, they've been around for a long time, Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The owner's a billionaire, of course.
Dude.
Because of course he is. All right, it's In the Building, presented in part by Jay Ribaldo. The official real estate agent of In the Building is Jay Ribaldo. I have not looked at his social media yet today, but what do you want to bet? As soon as I pull it up, it's going to have him saying that he's either sold or closed or gone to contract or whatever. And alas, there it is. Yep. Just closed on a deal. Of course. Life is full of chapters and seasons. Hearing my client's stories only adds depth to my purpose. Congratulations to this lovely couple. They'll hit another house he helped sell. He spends a lot of time selling houses too. A lot of people are taking advantage of the market because houses in San Antonio, I mean, they go. Boom, you put a house in the market, it's gone. You got 8 offers within a week. Yeah, and so Jay's the guy. Did it again. Ribaldo Realty Group, 210-887-1081. Ribaldo.com. It is Ribaldo.com. So Jerry said yesterday, Jerry Jones, of course, that he sees himself spending money this year. Okay.
Right.
Because he didn't see himself spending any money the last 25, which he's not done. Now, all of a sudden, though, he's ready to spend.
I want me some glory hole.
And is he going to spend enough money to get to the glory hole? Well, I have a name for him already if he's not fucking around. This thing needs another running back. And I'm fine with Javonte Williams, Rudy, being back. That's a fair contract they gave him. But he can't be he ain't going to be a one-horse guy. That's not a one-horse running back team. They need another guy. El Paso's own Aaron Green was told by the Packers today that because of his salary, they plan to either trade him or release him at the deadline of like this big bump he's got coming. So Aaron Green, who lives in the Metro, Jones, I say Green, Jones.
Yes,
my bad. Aaron Jones, who I believe still lives in the Metro 6, is about to be a free agent because no one's going to trade for him. They'd rather just take their chances and just bring him in and just pay him without having to give anything up. Dude, Aaron Jones, even at 31, 32, and he had an up and down year last year, was hurt some, but they don't need a guy. They don't need him to be what he was in Green Bay. Can I talk you into an Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams background next year in Dallas?
If I can get him for $1.5 million with incentives, absolutely. And the only reason why is because you need 2 today. You need 2 in today's game. because Javante's going to be down for 3-4 weeks with a sprained ankle, or Aaron, as he has been the past few years, will be down for a week or two. Everybody has two. Everybody has two. You get one that you're paying decent, Javonte Williams, and then you get one on the cheap with incentives. And I feel like they did that last year too. So yeah. You can talk me into an incentive lated deal.
Sure.
Yeah, bring
he's
him
going
in.
to come in there and he's going to get 7 to 8 touches a game. 9. Spelled Javonte.
I'm down.
That guy, though, is not currently on the roster, I don't believe. They need to get that guy.
He ain't on there.
No. I'm not ready to go to training camp with the group of runners they have. I like Javonte and nobody else. They need another guy in there. They just do. What else today? Iran's soccer team has threatened to boycott the World Cup because of America and Israel attacking them. LOLOLOL.
Peace.
Go fuck yourself.
Peace out, bro.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Y'all ain't winning shit anyway, dog.
We might not go to the World Cup. Oh, what will we do without your tyrannical government representation? Fuck
yeah.
Come on, man.
We don't man. Get out of here. Me and Mike, Buki starts a fight at a bar and Buki's dead wrong.
Yep.
Guess what? I'm fighting with him. I don't know who's right or wrong in this shit, but the line has been drawn, and I don't trust people that don't pick a side when the fight breaks out. I've picked a side. Fuck Iran. It is what it is. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who's right or who's wrong or what the deal is. So if y'all don't want to come over here, y'all don't want to come over here. F off.
I don't know. Try not having a tyrannical terrorist who uses God as an excuse to murder folks. As your supreme leader.
We might, y'all come over here. We might take y'all hostage and freaking torture y'all.
I ain't wild about America's current supreme leader.
No, I'm not.
He ain't that.
I'm not either.
I ain't wild about him.
I ain't crazy about him either. But I gotta pick a side. I gotta pick a side.
Well, he ain't that though. I mean, we're not. He only killed his people. Only killed a couple folks in Minnesota. They killed 35,000 in like a week.
Right.
Now that's a bullshit regime that uses God to rule people by an iron thumb. And I'm glad they're all dead.
Yeah, we don't need y'all in the World Cup. Y'all not winning shit anyway.
Keep your asses at home. You ain't winning shit anyway.
Yeah, F off.
Anyway, shout out to all veterans and current enlisted men and women of our U.S. Armed Forces. I'm representing the Army Green today. They signed up for this, so I won't say that they did, but boy, I don't like
it. Comes with it. It's in the fine print.
I understand.
It comes with it.
And you know how I roll.
It sucks,
and I come from a couple of hippies, and I hate with a passion that violence winds up having to be something that we have to do. And
Agreed.
I, like you, I'm a little worried about where this thing's headed at this point. But I got all the confidence in the world in us as a military and as a leadership group. But boy, we apparently had 3 people killed. Yeah. 3 Americans are dead. So,
and this day 2.
That sucks. I know. So, facts, not attacks. That's all. It has nothing to do with the Iranian people. This is about a shitbag regime that needed to go. And they were dangerous. All right. It is in the building, presented in part by Sammy's Embroidery. As I mentioned, we're going to have T-shirts. We're going to have T-shirts on Wednesday. So if you're watching this before March the 4th, Rudy and me and Jose, we're going to be doing our show at 5 o'clock Central Texas time on Wednesday, March the 4th at La Gloria Restaurant at the Pearl. And we're going to be selling T-shirts that day. I have brand new ones right out of the press box over at Sammy's Embroidery, where we get all of our stuff done. One of these days, we're going to get more signage for in the building for our remotes and stuff. And of course, we'll get them all done at Sammy's, because he also puts logos and signage on just about anything you can come up with, no matter what it is, whether you're wearing it or displaying it. Sammy can logo it. It is Sammy's Embroidery, 210-824-3900 or samsembroidery.com. Samsembroidery.com. I need a good pair of cowboy boots as we get.
Yeah, what's up with this? What happened? Did you go to the rodeo and felt left out? What happened?
So I've never, for my entire life, I've had at least one good pair of cowboy boots, and
Cheers, Swig.
every good Texan should. When we moved to Hawaii in 2020, I got rid of everything. I had a backpack. We literally started over. We shipped a car, but that's it. You move that far away to an island, you can't take all your cowboy boots with you.
Shit, yeah.
And what was I going to do with cowboy boots in Hawaii?
In Hawaii.
That was my thinking at the time. Now I see why I could wear them. But anyway. And for whatever reason, I just have never gotten around to getting another pair. Since I moved home, and I moved back to San Antonio in 2022. And I told myself that day, I'm like, I need to go get me some boots. And then I wound up borrowing a pair of cowboy boots from my buddy, Dave. And it's been about 2 years since he loaned me these boots, I think, maybe 3. And I've worn them every time I need to wear boots. And I had an epiphany today. What the fuck am I doing? It's time for me to go get some cowboy boots. How do I not have cowboy boots? I'm from Fort Worth, freaking Texas.
I'm as bad as you. Shout out to Adrian Robles. I need to give his back. I borrowed some from him in October.
I've had a pair of Fox News
my
Dave.
Bad, Adrian. My bad,
Fox
Adrian.
News Dave. I've had he loaned me a pair of black cowboy boots about 2.5 years ago, and they're still in my closet. And I've worn them like 10 times. So I have a New Year's resolution. Can you still make those on March the 1st? I have a new life resolution. Yes. Give Dave his boots back this week and go buy your own damn cowboy boots. So the next question is, and no, SAS does not make cowboy boots. They used to. They quit years ago.
Oh,
I need a reasonably priced couple of, I don't want to spend $800 on Gators, or I don't want the skin of a dead cartel member. I mean, I'm not opposed to Lucchese, maybe if they're used or something. Tecovas has great boots. I don't know. Let me see what my budget is. Where's a good place? Is there a good local place? Like Tecovas is fine. Justin Boots is fine. I'll go to a big company, but is there a local place
I don't know
that sells cowboy boots? Because I need to go get fitted again. It's been a while. I've got medium to narrow feet. And so the width also matters when you're getting cowboy boots. And so if anyone knows of a good place to buy boots, holla at ya boy, because I'm interested in some cowboy boots.
Yeah, man. You got to have a good pair of boots. I need one too. We both do.
Mm-hmm.
We both do, because I have Adrian Robles' Cavender's on 410 in San Pedro, Mike.
Okay, yeah. Boot barn.
I know where that is.
I guess what I'm asking is there a local independent owned boot store owner?
Yeah, let's do local.
Because I'm always down to do local first. I'll go to a chain, of course. But I want to support local if possible. So if there's somebody out there that has good boots, hit me up. Reach out to me. You look great in cowboy boot and cowboy. You look good in cowboy wear, by the way. I say that every time I see
cowboy.
you.
I like doing the cowboy thing once in a blue. I don't like the boots. They get a little uncomfortable because I'm not buying the $300 pair.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's heavy. Like I feel heavier than I already am when I'm dressed up like cowboy. I got the shirt, denim, boots, a belt. It's a lot going on.
Right.
A whole lot going on. Too much.
Right. Tomorrow.
What's
You're
up?
good, right? You're good for tomorrow's show? 5 o'clock? Can you make, or do we need to push it back?
3:30.
Yo, you land at 3:30. Oh, so you're good for 5?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dr. G's going to be back on with us on Monday at 5:30. Dr. Giannis. We had him on when Wemby had the blood clots. Yeah. We're going to catch up with him, talk about Lindsey Vonn, Kenneth Walker, and injuries and such. And then overreact to whatever else happens between now and then.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Buki brought up something before the show. 21 for Life's been talking about a lot. Let's talk UTSA baseball tomorrow.
UTSA baseball? Are you doing
I want to know what the hell's. No, they're ranked 23rd in the nation. Buki said something. I'm going to tease it. Buki has a hot take that I want to get into tomorrow.
A hot take on UTSA baseball.
Yeah,
He's
he
probably
said
betting
something
on their damn games.
He said something that pissed me off, so we're gonna get to it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I need to know what that is then. All right. That's it. We're done. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love
See
y'all
y'all tomorrow.
hard. Rudy, safe travels. See y'all tomorrow at 5 o'clock Central Texas time for another edition of In the Building on Love You Hard TV.
Peace.
We got to keep on doing. You can